What if time wasn't a straight road, but more like a puzzle waiting to be solved? The idea of going back to change the past or see the future has amazed people for years. But can we ever really make it happen? Even if we find a way, how accurate would it be? Could we arrive exactly when we want? Or would time itself stop us? Science and technology, as advanced as they are, still can't figure out this great mystery. So, is time travel just a dream we'll never reach? Or could it one day become real? Let's explore 5 fascinating ideas that might one day make time travel possible, or at least help us understand it better. And don't worry, we'll keep things super simple so anyone can understand. High-speed travel. The speed of light. Imagine this. You're riding the fastest spaceship ever made. It goes so fast that it's almost at the speed of light. What would happen? Well, according to a scientist named Einstein, time will start to slow down for you while it will stay the same for everyone else. So, if you traveled in this super-fast spaceship for a year, you might come back to Earth and find out that 10 years have passed. In a way, you've traveled into the future. This idea comes from Einstein's theory of relativity, which says that time and space are connected. The faster you go, the slower time moves for you. That's why astronauts on the International Space Station age a tiny bit slower than people on Earth. But to really time travel into the future, we'd need a spaceship that's a lot faster than anything we have now. Maybe one day we'll build it. Can you imagine? What if you could see what the world looks like 100 years from now? Would there be flying cars or robots that do all your chores? It's fun to think about what the future might hold. Let's take it further. Imagine you're visiting a museum of the future and seeing exhibits about how people solved problems like climate change or explored other planets. Or what if you could see how much your great-great-grandchildren look like you? The possibilities are endless. Could this work? Yes, but only for traveling into the future. We still don't know how to use this idea to go back to the past. Wormholes, tunnels through time. Have you ever seen a wormhole in a movie or a cartoon? It's like a magical tunnel that connects 2 faraway places. Scientists think wormholes might be real, but they're just theories for now. If a wormhole could connect 2 different points in time, say 2025 and 3025, you could jump in and travel to the future or the past. Here's how it works. Imagine space and time as a piece of paper. If you fold the paper in half, 2 spots that were far apart are now touching. A wormhole would be like a shortcut through that fold. But wait, is it dangerous? Scientists think wormholes might be very unstable. If you tried to travel through one, it might collapse and trap you forever. Plus, we'd need special technology to even find or create a wormhole, and we're not there yet. Exciting possibilities. Imagine stepping into a wormhole and popping out in ancient Egypt. You could see how the pyramids were built, or even meet a pharaoh. Or you could jump into the future and see what kind of video games kids are playing in the year 3000. Maybe they'll have games where you can actually step inside the screen and become part of the adventure. What about the risks? What if you went through a wormhole and ended up in the middle of the ocean, or on a planet where everything is upside down? Wormholes might be cool, but they're also super tricky. Could this work? Maybe, but it's super risky. And we're not even sure wormholes exist. Black hole manipulation. Playing with gravity. Black holes are some of the most mysterious objects in the universe. They have so much gravity that they can bend space and time. If you got close to a black hole, but not too close, or you'd get sucked in, time would slow down for you. For example, if you spent a day near a black hole and then returned to Earth, you might find that hundreds of years had passed. Sounds like science fiction, right? But it's based on real science. In the movie Interstellar, astronauts use this idea to visit a planet near a black hole. and they experience time differently than people back home. But here's the catch. Black holes are incredibly dangerous. Getting close to one without being torn apart would be nearly impossible. Plus, we don't know how to control them. A wild adventure. Imagine flying close to a black hole and seeing stars spinning around you at crazy speeds. What if you saw things from millions of years ago, like ancient galaxies, or even the Big Bang? It would be the ultimate space adventure, but also super scary. What would you do? Maybe you'd bring a camera to capture everything, or a diary to write about your incredible journey. But you'd also need to make sure you could get back safely. Could this work? Yes, but only for traveling into the future, and it's extremely dangerous. Closed time-like curves. Loops in time. Imagine you're walking on a trail that loops back to where you started. What if time worked the same way? Scientists have a fancy name for this idea: closed time-like curves. It means there could be paths through time that loop back on themselves, like a circle. If we could find one of these loops, we might be able to travel back to an earlier time. Some scientists think this could happen if we bent space and time the right way. But there's a big catch. Changing the past could create a lot of problems. For example, what if you went back in time and accidentally stopped your grandparents from meeting? Would you even exist? Let's get creative. What if you used a time loop to fix a big mistake? Imagine you got a bad grade on a test. You could go back in time, study harder, and ace it. Or maybe you could use a loop to relive your favorite day over and over, like a never-ending birthday party. What about time-traveling pets? Imagine taking your dog or cat back in time. Would they recognize their younger selves, or would they start barking at their own reflection? Time loops could lead to some funny situations. Could this work? Maybe, but it's super complicated, and we're not sure how to make it happen. Advanced technology, future gadgets. Finally, let's talk about something a little more fun. What if we could invent a machine that changes the rules of time? Right now, we don't have the tools or knowledge to do this, but who knows what the future holds? Maybe one day, scientists will discover how to build a time machine that can take us anywhere in the past or future. This idea shows up in lots of stories and movies. Think of the DeLorean car from Back to the Future, or the TARDIS from Doctor Who. While these are just make-believe for now, they remind us that technology can do amazing things. Maybe one day, what seems impossible today will be totally normal. Imagine the possibilities. You could go back in time to meet dinosaurs or visit the future to see if humans are living on Mars. Maybe you'd even visit a world where everyone has superpowers or talks to aliens. What would you bring? If you had a time machine, what would you take with you? A camera to capture memories? A notebook to write about your adventures? Or maybe snacks? Because who knows what food will be like in the past or future? Could this work? We don't know yet, but it's fun to imagine. So, is time travel possible? Maybe. Scientists have some great ideas, but there are still a lot of questions we need to answer. High-speed travel, wormholes, black holes, closed time-like curves, and advanced technology all give us exciting ways to think about time travel. But for now, it's still a mystery. Even if we never figure out how to time travel, it's fun to dream about what could be. Who knows? Maybe one day, you'll be the scientist who solves the puzzle of time travel. Until then, keep asking questions and exploring the amazing universe we live in.